How we all doing? So this is the last day of the big Funko mega haul I got. And we're actually not going to finish it. I was putting this together and I decided to just do everything left, and everything left was about half again what was in this picture here, and this is already way too much stuff to do. So I'm going to try to bust it out pretty quick and fit it all into one like 30-minute video if I can. So there's a lot of stuff, not really a theme at this point. I just did the bigger things. There's a lot of smaller figures that looked like they probably would sell for more than these larger ones, but we'll just do those on another day. I'm trying to keep it in a theme, for people that are interested in specific parts of, Funko or whatever they're into, so they can find videos on it, not necessarily for the reselling aspect. That's where we stand on the 17 bucks I spent on the big Funko lot. We're at $87 profit once sold, deducting fees, shipping, etc. And just for an added fun on this, I am going to go in what I suspect the order of value is from lowest to highest. So we'll see if my instincts are right on that or if they're way off. If I'm off in the positive direction, I'm fine with that. But let's dig in. Alright, so first up is Funko Mimojis, which is a blind bag series they have. I'm doing this as a lot of 3 because I don't suspect they're going to be worth very much, even as the 3 blind bags. As a toy concept is interesting because they have value in the surprise, but not so much in what you actually get out of it. It's like Cracker Jacks, if you remember that. So we got Elsa, Wide-Eyed Elsa. We got like LOL Stitch, and we got Heart Eyes Ariel. So let's see, we got 129 of these Disney ones for sale. So we got all the Elsas here. That's going to be under 8. 15 for 2. So these are all over the place. So 15 bucks for one. The one that I have for 10. That Elsa for 8. I'm guessing, well, I said I'm going lowest to highest, so I'm guessing this is going to be 8 bucks if these even sell. That's a lot. Alright, so we got 15 for 4. A mixed lot for 20, but that's probably because it's Harley Quinn. And nothing with Elsa. And it would come up, I believe. I'll just punch Elsa in just in case. No. So these aren't really moving. And again, it's a blind bag thing. They just aren't going to. But at the price I'm putting them up, and the fact that they're 3 Disney properties, but different Disney properties, I think they will eventually move. Puts us at 90. Moving on. We got Abu from Aladdin. And this is a Dorbs, which is a different kind of Funko. Did a few of these over the week, and none of them were actually worth anything. There's really not any interest in it. So I'm guessing this is going to be another 8-bucker. Alright, 210 of them. There's a few different ones. So mine has a hat and squinty-eyed smiley face. So that'd be it. That's sub 8. The box sub 8. 8. 25. That's quite, wishful thinking. 28. And this is actually a good example of something in reselling that you see a lot, between the reselling shorts, and be like, there's 26,000 of these listed. That doesn't actually matter. it matters in a sense if there's 26,000 of something listed and 3 sold. But if there's 26,000 of something listed and they're all grossly overvalued, you can still put one in at a price and sell it immediately. So don't get scared by the amount for sale, like as a rule. 210 is fine on this, because you never know if the pricing is anywhere near reality. So we got 3 sold, so Boo's not going anywhere anytime soon. Just too bad, but so we're gonna list him for 8, and I think he will eventually move, just because Aladdin's a fairly popular property, and they've put out other movies. I don't know if they used Abu in the new movie or not. I haven't seen it since it was in the theater when I was a kid. Alright, and next we got a Snoopy mini Funko figure. That's like half an inch smaller than a normal one and a smaller head to body ratio. I could be wrong with this one. I'm assuming it's going to go for about 8 because it's a minifigure. And I believe it came in a set initially, which we don't have. So we got the figure itself for 9. You know, the box set's going for, or asking good money for them. So 19 for 4. This is a pilot one that's different, still in box, keychain. Another one from that set for 13. So it's kind of all over the place. So that's 83 listed on the minis. And 46 sold. That's actually incredible. Holy crap. See, that's the thing with Pops, is I don't know. There's so many. You could almost be a Pops reseller with the amount you would need to learn about these. So 2016 Peanuts Flocked 4-pack, still in the box, $200. So you just log it in the back of your brain if you ever run into something like that perhaps pick that up. So the boxes are selling for decent money, and they're kind of all over the place too, honestly. Well, that one was a bid, so that person, yeah, that's just luck of the draw there. We had a bid on the 5th, it ended at $33, and then one day later at 13. Could have been, I don't know, same guy going back and forth and didn't notice the other listing. So I'm not seeing Snoopy individually. This is the keychains. That really doesn't count. It's a decent marker. So there's all 4 for 10. There's mini Snoopy with a Woodstock for 18, but we don't got a Woodstock. So these are moving. I mean, not necessarily the individuals. I only saw a couple of them when we looked, though. But I'm still going to keep it at 8, which is what my gut said. That just means it'll move quicker. Alright, next up. This is a Funko Popsy Woody, and these are kind of like Jack-in-the-Boxes, so they do. You got a friend in me. The arms move. This one's stiff. Didn't quite understand why. It doesn't seem to do anything, or I guess you just have it locked up or down. It doesn't feel like there's any function to it, like something broke, because it still has good tension, so I feel like it's just something that's meant to be adjusted. Did his arm just go down when I did that? Oh, okay, so it can just... Huh. Now I'm thinking this is broken. I'm looking at it. Because it wouldn't make any sense otherwise. Oh boy. Hey, you know, at least I figured it out before I sent it out to somebody that this possibly busted. So I'm gonna put the description. Right arm doesn't move. It's all you can do. Be upfront with your faults with your stuff, and nobody could really realistically get upset about it. So I thought this was going to be an $8 one, and the busted arm, it most assuredly is going to be an $8 one. So we got in the box, we're looking at around 10 to 14. We got one outside for 12. 14s, 12s. So 55 of these. Two sold. One was a bundle and one was still in the box. So it'll go eventually, probably. Maybe. Possibly. But we're going to do that at 8. Just shy of $100 on profit. I was hoping to be closer to 200, but there just wasn't anything thus far to really knock it out of the park. I thought just odds wise it'd be something in like the $20 range to really bump the number up. Some of the smaller figures I'm skipping today that I'm going to do later, I feel are going to go for good money because they're fairly rare but popular, past their time intellectual properties like the Fifth Element, which is a cult classic at this point. So we'll have them on another day. But let's see what we got next here. So this is the point where I think we're going to climb past that bottom rung $8 sales. I think maybe this one's going to tick up to 9 or 10. So this is a Magic the Gathering Funko. So we got a little crossover. The character is Gideon Jura. I know nothing about this. I don't know if this is from a book or a movie. I thought he was actually a Celestial from Marvel. He just kind of has that like antiquitous look to him and like a weird claw thing here. But I think this one might be decent money because it's kind of drawing from a different fan base than you might expect from Pops, maybe along the sought after and rare line. So 55 of these. So we got boxed for 15, 10, 18, 13. Not seeing any outside the box. Oh, here's one for 14. 2 for 20. So I'm looking at about 10 right now. So 4 sold. And yeah, I think 10's going to work. These ones selling for 13 in the box. So I think you can make an argument for 10. There wasn't a ton of them for sale. So it undercuts the ones that are still in the box. If anybody's just interested in the figure, you get that sale. And 10 puts us up in the hundreds. All right, let's look at the next one. Kind of on the fence about this one being above that bottom rung. So this is John Wick. So my thought process here was, because John Wick is such a popular anti-hero character, that this would have crossover appeal well outside of people that collect Pops. Not to say that people that don't collect Pops would go actively looking for this, but it would be a gift for people that like John Wick. And you'd get a bit of interest with that, and I could see people hanging on to him because they keep making properties with this character. I've actually only ever seen the first movie, and I thought it was fantastically written. The gravitas of the character was amazing. But let's look at what we got. So there's variants on this. There's ones with a dog. We've got the one with the gun. So this is saying chapter 2. And I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to tell it apart. 2020 is the year. We'll see if that matches up with anything. This looks correct. Oh no, he's got blood on it, doesn't he? So no blood, just a gun in his hand. No dog. Huh. I'm going to put the year in and see if that narrows it down at all. Figures the dog one must have come out the same year. Try chapter 2, because that one is the correct figure. Let's see if we get anything else here. 387. Uh, 387's a bloody one. What did I just do here? So there's bloody variants of this. That's really confusing. Oh. I'm not sure. Alright, so the box ones are around 18 to 20. This one doesn't look right. Like, if you look, the face is a little different. Like, it looks like less detail. The gun's at the wrong angle. I think the suit's a different color. It could also be a terrible picture. But the gun's definitely at the wrong angle. So it might also just be bent. I'm not sure. So that one looks correct. I don't know, the colors seem off. My suit is darker than this. My suit is dark, and the facial hair is like a little grayish on mine. You know, so the hair is long in the back on mine, like this. And this is saying it's the same, and it's very clearly not. I'm not sure. Let me just look at the sold ones and kind of get an idea here. See if we can narrow it down. Okay, it has to be this one. It's just like the cameras are not picking up the gradient on the suit, though. Looking at inbox is 16. We got one out of box from China for 13. I didn't see a lot out of the box. That one, somebody did a bid. That one out of the box, 15. So this might actually be much more valuable than I initially thought. Which means I screwed myself in this contest. Contest of self. And they're selling, which is also very important. So 67 sold, 72 listed. So these go. So this is going to move, and the trick here is I want to get max profit out of it because it's going to sell. So 20, this is weird. 23 watchers on this one for 15. which means if I drop this for 13, I will probably sell it today. And this one doesn't look right. And the year is wrong. I don't even get this. This guy is wrong. He does not have this figure. He put the wrong number. It's the only explanation. So yeah, I'm going to drop this for 13, and it's going to get scooped right away. That's our profit after everything. I pretty much shot myself in the foot. I didn't think this would go for that much, but hey, I'm happy to be wrong in this direction. So let's look at the next one. We have Twilight Sparkle as a sea pony. So I thought this one would be worth decent money because My Little Pony stuff sells well. My Little Ponies themselves, anything kind of memorabilia-ish around them, does well. So we get a little crossover action. It's different. So you're not going to have a sea pony in any other scenario. It's pretty nice. I think it'll be probably, I'm guessing around 10. So Wick was a bit more, but look at this. 63 of these in the box. We're at like 15. So we got one immediately out of the box for 10. 10, 16, 12. This one's cheap with a lot of watchers, but shipping, so I'm thinking 10's going to be the way to go here. Eight sold. And these are all boxed, and they're all pretty expensive. So, I'm not deterred there. I think this will be alright. So I'm going to do 10. Quite a few for sale. I mean, I don't quite understand why so few have sold when there's that many watchers on other ones, but yeah, whatever. Not a bad piece. Alright, let's look at the next one. I might be way off on this one, but I figured this one would be around 10 or 12. So it's Mickey Mouse, and he was really hard to find, even with Google Lens, because there's like Mickey Mouse Band Leader, but he doesn't look like this. He doesn't have the baton. So what this is a Funko 65th Disneyland anniversary figure. And as far as I can tell, it only came in a set with a replica of Disneyland. So I'm not sure how many of these there are loose in the world. You know, anything Mickey Mouse does pretty good, but supply and demand, it's a high supply, high demand scenario. So I'm guessing this is going to be around $10, maybe a little more. If it sells, and that's the other tough thing is anyone looking for this? Are they looking for this particular Mickey Mouse? Because he was not packaged in any way unless you got a giant replica castle. So he may have been priced out initially, but he also might be very difficult to find. So you can see the castle in this listing. $30 plus shipping, 25 watchers. So that goes for money. But what does he go out of box? So again, 25 shipping on the whole thing. So here he is outside the box, and that's a 16. This one's the whole set for 18. So I'm really not sure where to go on this. So between 10 and 16 somewhere. Call it 14 for now with wishful thinking. 591 listings. See if anything comes up on sold. 32. So the castle goes in a box, 20 plus shipping. Seems to be the way to go on that. And we got one that sold for overseas for like 50 bucks. And I don't do overseas. It's too expensive, and there's actually, I've talked about this in other videos, there are services now where you can order stuff from eBay if you're overseas, even if they don't, like such as myself, don't do international. You could order it through an intermediate and they will order it and then send it to you. So if you want it that bad, somebody will, you know, make a couple of bucks just taking a package from their mailbox and throwing it on, you know, into a different mailbox, presumably, or on a boat, or however they do it. So outside the box, this is rare, but people are looking for that set. So I think this is going to move, and I'm going to list it for 14. I can always adjust it down the road. That's where we would be at if it sells, and I think it will. We got 4 left, and I think they're all going to be good. Are we going to hit 200? I very, very much doubt it, but could we hit 150? Possibly. Again, My Little Pony. This one is enormous. So let me see here. 5 tall, 6 long, and it weighs 8 ounces, which is damn heavy for a figure. It is robust. Absolutely rock solid. I had found a tail for another one of these when I was sorting this. I didn't actually get the other figure that it went to. This is Octavia Melody. I have to assume this is like a goth My Little Pony. And that's why I thought it would probably go for good money, even though the shipping is going to absolutely kill me on this. But I think we're going to be able to do it. So we got 47 listings. We got a 15, a 14, 21. This one has a lot of watchers again. That's really odd. Because it's not even the cheapest one. Huh. So we're about 14. So that's an 18, a 20. It's a different one entirely. Yeah. So let's see what they're actually moving for. So 49 for sale currently. 17 sold. That's not bad at all. So that's 16, 18, 14. Yeah, I think 14 is going to work for me. Because the shipping is going to kind of bite me in the ass. But still, it's worth it. See what that even comes out to. Okay, it's just under 9 ounces packaged, so it actually won't be too bad. There we go. Looking pretty good. All right, 3 left. What we got next? This one, as you can see, needs to be held up with something. It's missing the base and it's extremely top heavy, and also like something rattling in its head, but its head's completely on. I have no idea what that could be. So this is a Funko Pop stewardess. So it's like a vintage, back when stewardesses were like a really sought after profession. Not to say it's not, but it was like there was a mystique to the stewardess back when travel became more prevalent in like the 70s and 80s, airline travel. Now, when you have toys that replicate real jobs, it creates a whole other fandom where any kids that have a mom or a dad that do that job, they want those toys. So they're something like a stewardess where it's really not represented. Like if your dad's a cop, you could find cop toys everywhere. But a stewardess, that's different. And I kind of thought this would carry quite a price tag, even though it's missing its stand and it's kind of wonky donkey as is. So, alright, so we have quite a few, and there's actually different ones within the Pan Am series, which is surprising. So we got this one here on the bottom. Not sure how to narrow it down exactly. Alright, so white bag. Blonde stewardess with white bag. And that one's going for 16. 15. There's the stand I'm missing. 18 with the stand. So we're still at like 16. Yeah, alright. Not that many out of the box. So $3.49 on this. Oh, no. Soda's going. I'm intrigued by the soda, but I'm never going to pay that money to try it. So we got a 16. Yeah, these are moving. I'm not seeing a ton out of the box. This one, damaged box, and they did a bid, so that doesn't really tell the tale. This one has the stand, and it was 11. So I'm kind of thinking we're to be around... because it's missing the stand, I think I'm going to do 9 on it. Because some of these are going for 10. I can't justify paying more. Yeah, we'll do 10. I think 10's reasonable. If I'm still sitting on it, which I don't think I will be, I can bump it down. You can do best offers. You know what? Actually, I'll do best offer. Which makes this really hard to, well, whatever. We'll just pretend it's going to be 10. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a buy it now for 10, and I will accept a best offer of 8. I don't like doing that because it opens up a window for buyers to not pay you. And I don't generally accept offers on stuff unless I've had it for a long time, or the person commonly buys stuff. You can see their seller rating. You know they'll come through. If it's an offer and somebody's never bought anything, just listed it, I won't take it. There we go with that. All right, next up, we have Ruby from Ash vs. Evil Dead. I don't know anything about this show, but horror movie and so this kind of touches several things. It's pops, it's horror, and Evil Dead kind of has its own thing. Even people that don't actually watch horror know what Evil Dead is and like it because it has the comedic aspect to it. So I thought this would probably do really well, because it just should exceed the supply, and the demand should still be there long term. I don't know anything about the show. It could be long off the air. Actually, what year is this? 2016. So yeah, it's probably not on the air anymore. But okay, so $30. That was just somebody being a goof. All right, 12 inbox. 13, 15, 15. 14 out of box 13. So out of box 13 is where we're at right now. All right, so inbox, they're going. Why would you sell just the head? Somebody bought it, but that's odd. Only for customizing. I didn't know that was a thing where you could pop heads off and customize. So we got 15. These are going for good money. 13. 17 sold. I'm going to do 12. Because that'd be the cheapest one for sale. And it undercuts all the boxed ones. Yeah, I think it'll move. Alright, can we hit 150? I was thinking 1 to 200 profit on this. And like I said, we're not doing all the toys. I think it actually, looking at it now, I might hit that 200, but it's going to be really hard to tell. Because I'm probably going to have to bundle certain things. But I'm certainly happy with the purchase, the armful of pops I got. Alright, so you might remember I hinted at this one in the last video, but here is what I think is going to be the holy grail of all the pops I got. AC motherfucking Slater. So, I figured this would be the best-selling thing out of this lot, but out of all of the ones that I got. Because hugely popular in my day. Saved by the Bell was a big deal back before, you know, cable and took over everything. It was on standard antenna TV. Super popular guy. Obviously ended up going on to have a big career, like Latin American heartthrob. So this is something pops people would like, older people would like. You get as a gift for people that crushed on this dude wicked hard when they were teenagers. And supply and demand, I bet, did not keep up with this. So let's look. We got 22 AC Slaters for sale. $28. Autographed. That's pretty cool. 20. And a lot of them are shipping from overseas, which is interesting. I've not seen that before, so it makes me think that there's just not a lot of these for sale. So right now we're looking at 20. $20 sold, 22 for sale, 20 sold. So this is a matter of people want this, but they have a realistic price point. And that price point is apparently just shy of $50 for the boxed one. So it's a limited amount of people. When you list stuff, you have to realize that you're dealing with people that have limited income, perhaps. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I will purchase AC Slater Funko Pop no matter what the cost. Money is no object when it comes to obtaining this relic of my childhood. What it is somebody will be like, oh, I wonder if they have an AC Slater Pop. Or it'll just come up and they look at a price tag and make a decision. Perception of value is something you run into in business. So 20 is the number. Now this is another thing when you're listing stuff that is low supply, high demand, and this is it, is I don't have to sell this for 20. It's going to move eventually because these will all come out of circulation. These have all been sold for 45 bucks. This is to collectors primarily. And eventually they're going to be unboxed or moved along. The price will continue to climb. So I could list it for 25 and I can get $5 extra for it because only one other person has one. And that's going to sell when you look at what they're going for. But I don't know how long I would sit on it. And it's just a matter of how much stuff are you willing to have around and how long are you willing to wait. I do this as a side hustle, so I don't actually have to make this money back. I can make it back in a couple of years and I don't care, especially where I spent $17 entire dollars on all of this stuff. That said, I am going to list it for 20 because it's going to move easily at 20. I might as well. And that is our profit for the $17 bags of Funko Pops. So, if you are interested in reselling, that's an idea of what you can do. And that profit is after the shipping and after the fees. That's what I will get once all of the stuff I listed is gone. And it's going to realistically take probably 2 years. But you could not turn $17 into $153 passively in that amount of time buying pretty much anything. This is just going to go on a shelf, and as it goes, I'm going to throw it in a bubble wrapper and throw it out the door. So that's a pretty good haul for this week. I'm happy with this, and I hope you all are happy with the content. So like and subscribe, that's super helpful. And we got some stuff on the backlog now because I've been doing this all week, so we'll have some different stuff next week. And tomorrow's video is going to be another video on reselling, and we're going to be talking about pricing, which we did a lot of this week, but I'm going to get into why you price things a certain way. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.